Hello friends, welcome to the Angular 8 tutorial. In this tutorial we will see how we use Angular material in reactive form. In previous tutorial we have seen how we install Angular material and how we use the Angular material in the Angular 8. So in the previous tutorial we have seen like we can take the controls from this website like material angular.ie, and from this website you go to the component and here you will see the different Angular material control, and how we use it we have seen in the previous tutorial. Like if you want to use the checkbox, just go to this checkbox and there is a module for this respective checkbox. We have to copy it and we have to put it in the module.ts file, and this is the path, like it is the library. From here it is loading, and if you want to see the code for this checkbox, just click here and we can see this we have to import in our HTML. So in the previous tutorial we have seen that how we can use this Angular material and different type of control of Angular material in our application. So in this tutorial we will see that how we use Angular material in the reactive form. In the Angular form tutorial we have seen the reactive form, like how we create the reactive form and what is the difference between the template driven form and the reactive forms. Like reactive forms are better than the template form because we can create the reactive form for the complex forms. Like if we are going to create a complex form like registration form, login page kind of, if we are going to create the form, then we should use the reactive form because it support more for that, and reactive form are more scalable, reusable and the testable. And in these form module which we create under the app.module.ts, like we have to import this reactive form module in the app module.ts. So we have seen all these reactive form in the Angular form tutorial series. If you didn't watch, I recommended you please go to the Angular form tutorial series and see how we create the reactive form in the Angular 8. So in this tutorial we will see how we use Angular material for the reactive form. So basically go to the Visual Studio Code. Here I have already written the code because otherwise it will take too much time. So here I have written the code over the reactive form. So here I will explain line by line so you will understand it more. But before that I recommended you please go to the Angular form tutorial series and see how we create the reactive form. Then only you can understand this tutorial better. So basically in this tutorial what I have taken, like I have taken a one material toolbar. In this material toolbar I have taken one span and I have written like reactive form with the material, and we are going to create a one form. Like for the reactive form, if we are going to create, then we have to take a one tag called form. In this form tag we have to write all the control, and we have to use a one form group. Like this form group basically a combination or the collection of the form control. Like every control should be decorated with a form control name, and this form basically decorated with the form control, and this form control always have a one variable. And here I have taken like a form group, and here is the ng submit. Like when I will click on this button, like when I am going to submit this form, it will call this function, and this function is written in the app.component.ts, and the class type I have taken as a form. And here is the control which I have taken, and these are the Angular material control. Like if I'm going to use this control in the reactive form, then there is no need to write that. Like here different what thing I have taken, like mat form and input is the same, but mat input I have taken to make this input control as the Angular material control. So I have taken as a mat input, and here it is the different to show the error. Like in the reactive form simply we check the condition and we write the error, but here I have taken the Angular material error. So this is the keyword for that mat error. So this is the way I have taken some control. And if you want to use kind of control, just go to the as I explained, like material angular.io. If any checkbox or date time like this, how I use this date time picker, just if you don't remember the code, then what you go, just go to the date time picker, and here you see what is the module. Just copy this module and copy this module, go to this app.module.ts here. So here basically what I did, I created one ts file here, and in this ts file I have taken all the Angular material uh, modules. In one file I have taken, and I imported this angular material.ts file into the app.module.ts. Here I have taken like material.module, here I have taken, and I am imported it, I have imported it here. So no need to write every module here. So what I did, I created a new file, and there I have taken all the module. So this is the way I am using. So that is the steps. Like first we have to add the module, and then go to the overview, and in this overview from here you can take this code like date time picker code from this HTML, and check if any CSS is required or HTML required if you want. So in the HTML page just write the date of birth, like I have copied it, and here what we need to change, we have to give the form control name, then only the reactive forms works for us. And the error if you want to give, like it is a required field or something. So for this date field I didn't make it the required, and another field I have taken like the email address. So here I have created one function for the validation function, and this function, like any like error or validation you want to give, you just define here or create a one function and call that function into the app.component.ts. So I will explain how we create the app component.ts for the reactive form. So here basically I have taken the many controls like for password, date, time, name, and the email ID, and I have taken one checkbox also. That checkbox you can take it from here like this I have used. So this is the way, like you use take it from here and paste it. And just the thing what you have to change, you have to change, like if you want to use the error, if you want to use like a different type of error you want to show, then write those error under this mat.error, because this is a angular material error box. Inside this you have to define it, like what I have defined, like this form group. And what is this form group? This form group is basically this form group name. If you have seen my angular form tutorial, there I have created the reactive form, you will understand it better, like how these control will work. So form name and the control, like which control I am going to get, like password, I am checking if it is a not valid, like if it is a valid, and I have taken the not equal to. If it is a not valid, here you can like valid, also you can write invalid, you can write, and you can remove it from here. So both work in the same way. So let it be like this. So now what I have checking, like if it is not valid and if it is touched means I have click on the control but without entering anything, then call this method like get error password, like I'm going to show some validation message. So like this I have taken all the control. Now let's move into the component.ts file, like how we use it. So first thing, as I explained, like first we have to take in app.module.ts this reactive form module, from the form library, and we have to decorate it first. That is the first thing before working with the reactive forms. So after that just go to the component file, and here what we have to do, we are going to create this reactive form using the form builder. Like form builder is better than other form controls, because here no need to initialize the controls. This I have explained in the angular form tutorial series. So here what I have taken one variable, that is form builder, and before that I have imported it from the form library, and here I have initiated like create form, like I am going to create this form, and this is the way to create the form. Here first I have taken one variable called email rejects, like here I have given condition like in this format email should be. And this is the way we take the controls in the reactive forms, like form group equal to this dot form dot builder and group. Here we have to define all the controls, like this name has the validator called required, means this name is a required field, and email is the required, as well as this pattern should match. So this is the way for email. For DOB I didn't define any validation, so that is why that is empty. And for password I have given like check password, in this checkbox password I am checking like the control, like I am passing from there one control, and it is checking with this pattern. So that is the way I have defined every control here, and we are calling this reactive form using the form builder. So this is the way we create the reactive form in our Angular 8, and we use the angular material in the Angular 8. So now let's save it and see on the browser. So it is loading, and here we will see this screen in this way. Like if I don't enter anything and come out, like it is saying name is required. For date of birth I didn't give anything, so it is not giving any error message. Like we can click it here. So these all thing is coming from the Angular material. Email ID we have to give. If I give the wrong email ID, it will say not a valid email address. And for description I have given, like if I come out, it will say like this is the description should be 5 and 10 character, and password it should be a like password need at least 8 of character and 1 uppercase, lowercase, and kind of. So let's give the names, and I have taken, if you want to take, I have already written like for I have given like this, and let's give between the 5 and 10. Password I will give like, so I have given all this thing, and this is a checkbox like name minimum 3 character. Like if I will check it, it will say name should be within the 3 character. Suppose if I give one name, then it will say like name is required. So if I will give name, and because for this one I have not given like name should be between the 3 character, so that's why it is not giving that message. But if I will give more than that, it will be fine. So that's the thing. And we have to define that between 3 character. Like here we have to give one condition, like this function, like I have defined here, this name should be like here I have given like validate, like this validate is equal to 1, means if it is checked, then I'm checking minimum length is the 3, like this is the minimum length. If it is not matching, then you need to specify at least 3 characters. So that message we have to show there. So let's submit this form. When we will submit, we can see that all form is posted here. So this is the way we can create our Angular reactive form using the Angular material. So I will upload this all code in my blog. You can find my blog link following, and you can take the code from there. If you not get it, just go through the code. If you have any problem, please comment, I'll explain. Thank you.